The Art of Serenity. Find peace in chaos with Marcus Aurelius Meditations. In a world that screams for your attention, where anxiety claws at your peace and chaos reigns supreme, there exists an ancient wisdom, a timeless solace. Within the weathered pages of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, a Roman emperor's private reflections, lies a roadmap to tranquility. The Art of Serenity isn't just another self-help book. It's a lifeline, a compass pointing towards inner calm amidst life's storms. We'll journey together, not into the past, but into the depths of your own mind, armed with Aurelius's timeless insights. We'll unravel 17 life-altering lessons, each a beacon cutting through the fog of worry and fear. You'll discover how to harness the power of your thoughts, to find serenity and acceptance, and to build an unshakable inner strength. This isn't about escaping the world, it's about conquering the turmoil within it. If you're ready to reclaim your peace, to transform anxiety into resilience, then let's embark on this journey together. Let the wisdom of the ages guide you toward a life of profound tranquility. Thanks for your support in helping us to produce more content for you. We appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Lesson 1. Awakening to Anxiety, Embarking on a Journey to Inner Calm. We live in an era of dazzling paradoxes. Technology connects us across continents, yet isolates us in our own echo chambers. Material abundance surrounds us, yet dissatisfaction gnaws at our souls. And amidst this whirlwind of stimuli and contradictions, anxiety looms as an omnipresent shadow, stealing our peace and joy. Have you ever paused to observe how anxiety manifests in your life? Perhaps it's that knot in your stomach before an important presentation, the mind that races in bed at 3 a.m., or the persistent feeling that something is amiss, even when everything seems fine. Anxiety is the silent thief of happiness, the nagging worry that prevents us from fully living in the present. But what is anxiety really? It's a natural response to perceived threats, an alarm system alerting us to potential dangers. However, in the modern world, this alarm often blares without a genuine trigger, fueled by our own thoughts and fears. Anxiety becomes a relentless cycle of worry, anticipation, and dread, trapping us in a state of perpetual vigilance. The good news is that we are not doomed to live this way. There is a path to inner calm, a trail blazed centuries ago by a man who, despite his power and wealth, also grappled with anxiety and uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, bequeathed us his Meditations, a private journal where he explored the depths of the human mind and discovered the key to living a fulfilling and serene life, even amidst chaos. Stoicism, the philosophy embraced by Marcus Aurelius, offers a powerful antidote to anxiety. It's not about denying our emotions or pretending everything is okay, but about cultivating a resilient mindset that allows us to face life's challenges with equanimity and wisdom. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering our inner world, our thoughts, our reactions, and our choices. In this book, we invite you to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. We'll delve into the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and apply them to the challenges of modern life. We'll learn to identify the root causes of our anxiety, to question our negative thoughts, and to cultivate an attitude of acceptance and gratitude. We'll discover that inner peace is not a luxury, but a necessity, and that it's within reach for everyone, regardless of our circumstances. This is not a book you'll read once and then forget. It's an invitation to an ongoing dialogue with yourself, a daily practice of reflection and self-awareness. As you progress through these pages, we encourage you to keep a journal, to write your own meditations, to apply the teachings of Marcus Aurelius to your own life. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take brings you closer to the serenity you long for. So take a deep breath, relax, and prepare to embark on this transformative journey. Together we'll uncover that inner peace is not a distant destination, but a state of mind we can cultivate here and now. Through the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we'll learn to live with courage, compassion, and wisdom, even amidst anxiety and chaos. Calm awaits you. Are you ready to find it? Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of purpose, not dread. Navigating stressful situations with grace and composure. Finding joy in the simple moments, unburdened by worry. Building unshakable resilience in the face of life's challenges. This is the promise of Stoicism, the promise of meditations for the anxious mind. But don't just take our word for it. Countless individuals throughout history, from emperors to everyday people, have found solace and strength in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Their stories are a testament to the enduring power of Stoic philosophy to transform lives. Are you ready to join their ranks? The journey to inner peace begins with a single step. Turn the page, and let's take that step together. Lesson 2. Unveiling the enigma of anxiety, decoding its roots and manifestations. Anxiety, that elusive phantom, often feels like an uninvited guest, crashing into our lives unannounced and wreaking havoc on our peace of mind. It's a shapeshifter, morphing from a subtle unease to a full-blown panic attack, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and powerless. But what if, instead of fearing anxiety, we dared to understand it? What if we peeled back its layers, examined its origins, and learned to navigate its treacherous terrain? In this lesson, we embark on a journey of exploration, venturing into the labyrinthine world of anxiety. We'll dissect its anatomy, trace its roots, and uncover its hidden triggers. Armed with this knowledge, we'll gain the upper hand, transforming anxiety from a formidable foe into a manageable challenge. Anxiety, at its core, is a natural response to perceived threats. It's an evolutionary mechanism designed to protect us from harm, a primal alarm system that alerts us to potential dangers. In the face of a predator, a natural disaster, or any life-threatening situation, anxiety serves a vital purpose, galvanizing us into action and ensuring our survival. However, in the modern world, this alarm system often malfunctions, triggering false alarms in the absence of real danger. The stressors of daily life work deadlines, relationship conflicts, financial worries can hijack our anxiety response, leaving us feeling constantly on edge, even when there's no immediate threat. The manifestations of anxiety are as varied as the individuals who experience it. For some, it's a relentless worry, a mental hamster wheel of what-ifs, and worst-case scenarios. For others, it's a physical sensation, a tightness in the chest, a racing heart, or a shortness of breath. Anxiety can also manifest as avoidance behavior, procrastination, or social withdrawal, as we try to shield ourselves from perceived threats. But anxiety is not solely a product of the external world. It's also deeply intertwined with our internal landscape, our thoughts, beliefs, and interpretations. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, recognized this connection centuries ago. They understood that anxiety stems not from events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenging situation: a job interview, a public speaking engagement, or a difficult conversation. One person may approach it with confidence and optimism, while the other may be consumed by anxiety and self-doubt. The difference lies not in the external circumstances, but in their internal narratives, their beliefs about their abilities and the potential outcomes. This realization is empowering. It suggests that we have more control over our anxiety than we might think. By examining our thoughts and beliefs, by challenging our negative self-talk and reframing our perspectives, we can begin to dismantle the anxiety that holds us captive. This is not to say that anxiety is simply a matter of positive thinking. It's a complex phenomenon with biological, psychological, and social dimensions. However, the Stoic approach offers a valuable tool for managing anxiety by shifting our focus from the external world, which we cannot control, to our internal world, which we can. In the following lessons, we'll delve deeper into the Stoic principles for conquering anxiety. We'll learn how to identify our triggers, challenge our negative thoughts, and cultivate a mindset of acceptance and resilience. We'll discover that anxiety, while a formidable opponent, is not invincible. With the right tools and strategies, we can reclaim our peace of mind and live a life of greater joy and fulfillment. So let's continue our journey, exploring the depths of anxiety and uncovering the wisdom that lies within. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. Millions of people around the world grapple with anxiety every day. But by understanding its nature and embracing the Stoic principles, you can break free from its grip and find lasting inner peace. Lesson 3. The Dichotomy of Control. Mastering the Art of Acceptance. Picture this: you're caught in a torrential downpour, soaked to the bone and fuming with frustration. You curse the heavens, wishing you could command the clouds to disperse and the sun to shine. But the rain continues to fall, indifferent to your pleas. Your anger and resentment only intensify your misery, leaving you feeling helpless and defeated. Now imagine a different scenario. You're caught in the same downpour, but instead of resisting, you accept it. You understand that you cannot control the weather, so you focus on what you can control: your attitude, your actions. You open your umbrella, take a deep breath, and find a moment of peace amidst the storm. This simple shift in perspective illustrates the essence of the Stoic principle known as the Dichotomy of Control. It's a profound concept that lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy, offering a powerful tool for managing anxiety and finding tranquility in a chaotic world. The Dichotomy of Control states that there are two fundamental categories in life: things we can control and things we cannot. Our thoughts, our judgments, our actions, these fall within our sphere of influence. External events, the weather, the opinions of others, the past, the future, these lie beyond our control. Anxiety often arises when we blur the lines between these two categories, when we try to control what we cannot or neglect what we can. We worry about the future, ruminate on the past, and fret over the opinions of others, all the while neglecting our own internal state, our thoughts and actions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, eloquently captures this principle. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By recognizing this fundamental truth, we can liberate ourselves from the tyranny of anxiety and reclaim our inner peace. When we focus on what we can control, we shift our attention from the external world, which is often unpredictable and chaotic, to our internal world, which we can cultivate and shape. We become the architects of our own happiness, building a fortress of resilience within. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent to the world around us. We still strive for our goals, pursue our dreams, and engage with others. But we do so with the understanding that we cannot control the outcomes, only our efforts and our responses. Imagine you're applying for a dream job. You meticulously prepare your resume, practice your interview skills, and give it your all. However, you don't get the job. If you're fixated on controlling the outcome, you'll likely be devastated, consumed by anxiety and self-doubt. But if you focus on what you could control: your preparation, your effort, you'll find a sense of accomplishment, regardless of the external result. The dichotomy of control is not a magic formula for eliminating anxiety. It's a practice, a way of approaching life that requires constant vigilance and self-awareness. It's about recognizing when we're trying to control the uncontrollable and redirecting our energy towards what truly matters: our internal state. By mastering the art of acceptance, we learn to let go of what we cannot change and embrace what we can. We find peace in the present moment, unburdened by worries about the past or future. We cultivate a sense of agency, knowing that we have the power to shape our own happiness, regardless of external circumstances. In the following lessons, we'll explore practical techniques for applying the dichotomy of control to your life. We'll learn how to identify your sphere of influence, challenge your assumptions, and reframe your perspective. We'll discover that true freedom lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering your own mind. Remember, the journey to inner peace is not a sprint, but a marathon. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront your own anxieties. But with each step you take, you'll move closer to a life of greater tranquility and fulfillment. So embrace the dichotomy of control and let it guide you towards a life of serenity amidst the chaos. Lesson 4. Living in accordance with nature, finding harmony in the cosmic dance. Imagine yourself standing on a windswept beach, gazing out at the vast expanse of the ocean. The waves crash against the shore, the seagulls cry overhead, and the salty breeze caresses your skin. In this moment you feel a sense of connection, a profound belonging to something larger than yourself. You are a part of nature, a participant in the grand symphony of life. This feeling of oneness, of harmony with the natural world, is at the core of the Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature. It's a concept that invites us to step back from the chaos of daily life and reconnect with the rhythms of the universe. By aligning ourselves with the natural order, we can find a sense of peace and purpose that transcends our individual anxieties and struggles. But what does it mean to live in accordance with nature? It's not about retreating to a remote cabin in the woods or eschewing modern conveniences. It's about recognizing our place in the grand scheme of things, understanding the laws that govern the universe, and living in harmony with them. Nature, in the Stoic sense, encompasses both the physical world and the rational principles that guide it. It's the ebb and flow of the tides, the cycle of the seasons, the interconnectedness of all living beings. It's also the pursuit of wisdom, the cultivation of virtue, and the use of reason to navigate life's challenges. Living in accordance with nature means embracing the reality of change and impermanence. It's about accepting that everything in the universe is in a constant state of flux, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy. By recognizing this truth, we can let go of our attachments to things that are fleeting and focus on what truly matters: our character, our relationships, and our contributions to the world. It also means living virtuously, striving to embody qualities like courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. These virtues are not arbitrary moral codes, but rather expressions of our rational nature. By cultivating them, we align ourselves with the natural order and find a sense of inner peace that transcends external circumstances. Living in accordance with nature is not a passive resignation to fate. It's an active engagement with life, a conscious choice to live in harmony with the universe. It's about recognizing our limitations while embracing our potential, finding meaning and purpose in the midst of chaos. This Stoic principle resonates deeply with modern concepts of mindfulness and acceptance. Mindfulness invites us to be fully present in the moment, to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Acceptance encourages us to embrace reality as it is, without resisting or clinging. Both practices help us to cultivate a sense of peace and equanimity, even in the face of adversity. By living in accordance with nature, we can tap into a wellspring of inner strength and resilience. We can find solace in the beauty and order of the natural world, even when our own lives feel chaotic and uncertain. We can connect with something larger than ourselves, a sense of belonging that transcends our individual anxieties and fears. So how can we apply this principle to our own lives? Start by spending time in nature, observing its rhythms and patterns. Cultivate mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Practice gratitude, appreciating the abundance that surrounds you. Strive to live virtuously, making choices that align with your values and contribute to the greater good. Remember, living in accordance with nature is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. It's about constantly recalibrating our compass, aligning ourselves with the true north of wisdom and virtue. By embracing this principle, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, finding peace and purpose in the cosmic dance. Lesson 5. The power of perspective, reframing reality, transforming emotions. Imagine you're standing at the foot of a towering mountain, its peak shrouded in mist. From this vantage point, the mountain seems insurmountable, an imposing obstacle blocking your path. You feel a sense of dread, a fear of the climb ahead. But what if you were to change your perspective? What if you were to imagine yourself soaring above the mountain, gazing down at its majestic beauty. Suddenly, the mountain transforms from a daunting challenge into a breathtaking vista, a source of awe and inspiration. This simple shift in perspective illustrates the profound power of reframing, a core principle of Stoic philosophy. It's the art of looking at a situation from a different angle, of changing the lens through which we view reality. By reframing our experiences, we can transform our emotional responses, turning anxiety into acceptance, fear into courage, and despair into hope. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that our life is what our thoughts make it. This profound statement encapsulates the Stoic belief that our perception of reality shapes our experience of it. It's not the events themselves that cause us pain or joy, but our interpretation of those events. Think about a time when you received criticism. Perhaps a colleague questioned your work, a friend made a thoughtless remark, or a loved one expressed disappointment in your choices. Your initial reaction might have been defensiveness, anger, or shame. But what if you were to reframe the criticism? What if you saw it as an opportunity for growth, a chance to learn and improve? Suddenly, the sting of the criticism diminishes, replaced by a sense of curiosity and openness. Reframing is not about denying reality or pretending that everything is rosy. It's about acknowledging the facts of a situation while choosing to focus on the aspects that empower us. It's about recognizing that every challenge, every setback, every disappointment also contains the seeds of opportunity. The Stoics developed a number of techniques for cognitive reappraisal, the process of reframing our thoughts and beliefs. One such technique is to zoom out, to view a situation from a broader perspective. When we're caught up in the minutiae of a problem, it can feel overwhelming and insurmountable. But when we step back and see it in the context of our entire lives, or even the vastness of the universe, it often shrinks in significance. Another technique is to focus on the present moment. When we're anxious about the future or ruminating on the past, we're trapped in a mental time warp, unable to fully experience the present. By bringing our attention to the here and now, we can break free from this cycle and find a sense of peace and clarity. Reframing is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It requires practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge our habitual thought patterns. But with persistence and dedication, it can become a powerful tool for managing anxiety and cultivating inner peace. Imagine yourself facing a difficult conversation with a loved one. Your anxiety is mounting, your mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Instead of succumbing to fear, you pause and reframe the situation. You remind yourself that this conversation is an opportunity to express your feelings, to deepen your connection, and to resolve any lingering conflicts. Suddenly, the anxiety begins to dissipate, replaced by a sense of purpose and resolve. Reframing is not about denying the validity of your emotions. It's about acknowledging them, understanding their origins, and choosing a more empowering response. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your own reality, to transform your experience of the world through the lens of your thoughts. In the following lessons, we'll explore specific techniques for reframing common anxieties, from social anxiety to work stress to relationship challenges. We'll learn how to identify our negative thought patterns, challenge their validity, and replace them with more empowering beliefs. We'll discover that by changing our perspective, we can change our lives. So embrace the power of reframing. Challenge your assumptions, question your fears, and choose to see the world through a lens of possibility. Remember, your thoughts create your reality. By mastering the art of reframing, you can transform anxiety into resilience, fear into courage, and despair into hope. Lesson 6. Mindfulness in the present moment, anchoring yourself in the now. In the relentless rush of modern life, our minds often resemble a runaway train, hurtling through time, fixated on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. We replay past regrets, worry about future uncertainties, and miss the beauty and richness of the present moment. It's as if we're perpetually chasing after something that's always just out of reach, leaving us feeling exhausted, unfulfilled, and perpetually anxious. But what if there was a way to step off this relentless train, to find a quiet oasis of stillness amidst the chaos? What if we could learn to anchor ourselves in the present moment, fully experiencing the richness of life as it unfolds? This is the essence of mindfulness, a practice that has its roots in ancient wisdom and is now embraced by modern psychology as a powerful tool for managing anxiety and cultivating inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, urges us to dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. This simple yet profound invitation reminds us to savor the present moment, to appreciate the wonders that surround us, and to find joy in the simple act of being alive. Mindfulness is not about emptying the mind or suppressing thoughts. It's about cultivating a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment, observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise and pass away. It's about recognizing that thoughts are just thoughts, not facts, and that we have the power to choose how we respond to them. Imagine yourself sitting by a tranquil lake, watching the ripples on the water. Your mind might wander to a past conversation, a future deadline, or a nagging worry. But instead of getting caught up in these thoughts, you simply observe them, acknowledging their presence without judgment. You then gently bring your attention back to the present moment, to the sensation of the breeze on your skin, the sound of the birds singing, the beauty of the natural world. This practice of mindfulness allows us to create a space between ourselves and our thoughts, a space where we can observe our mental chatter without getting entangled in it. It's like watching clouds drift across the sky, recognizing their impermanence and letting them pass without clinging or resisting. By anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we break free from the tyranny of anxiety. We stop dwelling on past regrets, which we cannot change, and stop worrying about future uncertainties, which we cannot control. We learn to appreciate the richness of the present moment, the simple pleasures of life that are often overlooked in our rush to the next thing. Mindfulness is not a magic bullet for eliminating anxiety. It's a practice that requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront our own mental habits. But with consistent practice, it can transform our relationship with anxiety, allowing us to observe it without getting swept away by it. Imagine yourself in the midst of a panic attack. Your heart is racing, your breath is shallow, and your mind is flooded with catastrophic thoughts. Instead of resisting these sensations, you practice mindfulness. You observe your physical symptoms, acknowledge your fear, and gently remind yourself that this too shall pass. By anchoring yourself in the present moment, you create a space of calm amidst the storm, allowing the anxiety to subside naturally. Mindfulness is not just a solitary practice. It can also enhance our relationships and our connection to the world around us. By being fully present with others, we can listen more deeply, empathize more genuinely, and communicate more effectively. We can appreciate the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, and the simple joys of everyday life. So how can you cultivate mindfulness in your own life? Start by setting aside a few minutes each day for formal meditation practice. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath or a mantra. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the present moment. You can also practice informal mindfulness throughout the day. Pay attention to the sensations of your body as you walk, eat, or shower. Notice the sights, sounds, and smells around you as you go about your daily activities. When you find yourself getting caught up in worry or rumination, pause, take a deep breath, and bring your attention back to the present moment. Remember, mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when your mind is calm and focused, and days when it's restless and distracted. Be kind to yourself and don't judge your experience. Simply observe, accept, and return to the present moment. By embracing mindfulness, you'll discover a profound sense of peace and clarity that transcends the chaos of daily life. You'll learn to navigate anxiety with grace and resilience, finding joy and contentment in the simple act of being alive. So take a deep breath, let go of the past and future, and anchor yourself in the beauty of the present moment. Lesson 7. Embracing impermanence, finding freedom in the flow of change. In the heart of a bustling city, amidst the towering skyscrapers and the ceaseless hum of traffic, lies a quiet park, a haven of tranquility amidst the urban jungle. Here, amidst the blooming flowers and the rustling leaves, we find a profound lesson in impermanence. The vibrant blossoms that grace the park today will wither and fade tomorrow. The lush green leaves that shade us from the sun will turn golden and fall to the ground in autumn. Even the seemingly solid structures that surround us will one day crumble and decay. This constant cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal is a fundamental truth of the universe, a reality that the Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, embraced with profound wisdom. Impermanence, the recognition that everything in existence is subject to change and eventual dissolution, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's a concept that can initially evoke feelings of sadness or anxiety, but when fully understood and accepted, it becomes a source of profound liberation and inner peace. Imagine clinging tightly to a handful of sand, desperately trying to prevent it from slipping through your fingers. The harder you grip, the faster the sand escapes, leaving you with nothing but an empty hand and a sense of frustration. This is how many of us approach life, clinging to possessions, relationships, and even our own identities, as if they were permanent fixtures. But the truth is, everything is in a constant state of flux. Our bodies age, our loved ones change, our circumstances shift, and even our own sense of self evolves over time. By resisting impermanence, we create unnecessary suffering. We become attached to things that are fleeting, and when they inevitably change or disappear, we experience pain and loss. We worry about the future, fearing the unknown and clinging to the illusion of control. We ruminate on the past, regretting our mistakes and longing for a time that can never be reclaimed. But what if, instead of resisting change, we embraced it? What if we recognized impermanence as a fundamental law of the universe, a force that shapes and guides all of existence? This shift in perspective can lead to a profound sense of freedom and acceptance. When we understand that everything is temporary, we can let go of our attachments and anxieties. We can appreciate the beauty of the present moment, knowing that it too will pass. We can cherish our relationships, recognizing their preciousness and fragility. We can embrace change, knowing that it's an inevitable part of life's journey. This doesn't mean we become indifferent or apathetic. It means we cultivate a sense of detachment, a willingness to let go of what we cannot control. We still strive for our goals, pursue our dreams, and love deeply. But we do so with the understanding that everything is subject to change, and that true happiness lies not in clinging to what is fleeting, but in embracing the flow of life. The Stoics developed a number of practices to help cultivate this sense of detachment. One such practice is memento mori, the meditation on death. By contemplating our own mortality, we are reminded of the preciousness of life and the importance of living each day to the fullest. We learn to prioritize what truly matters and to let go of trivial concerns. Another practice is negative visualization, imagining the loss of things we value. This might seem counterintuitive, but it can actually help us to appreciate what we have and to prepare ourselves for the inevitable changes that life will bring. By mentally rehearsing loss, we can reduce its sting when it actually occurs. Embracing impermanence is not about becoming pessimistic or nihilistic. It's about recognizing the reality of change while finding joy and meaning in the present moment. It's about living with a sense of gratitude for the gifts that life offers, knowing that they are temporary and precious. So let go of your attachments, release your anxieties, and embrace the flow of change. Remember, the only constant in life is impermanence. By accepting this truth, you can find freedom from suffering and cultivate a deep sense of inner peace. Lesson 8. Cultivating Virtue and Wisdom, Forging an Armor of Inner Strength. In a world that often celebrates fleeting pleasures and external achievements, the Stoic emphasis on virtue and wisdom might seem like a quaint relic of the past. But what if these ancient ideals hold the key to a life of lasting fulfillment and inner peace? What if, instead of chasing after external validation and material possessions, we focused on cultivating the qualities that truly matter: courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. In this lesson, we delve into the heart of Stoic ethics, exploring the profound impact that virtue and wisdom can have on our lives. We'll discover how these qualities, far from being abstract concepts, can become powerful tools for navigating anxiety, building resilience, and living a life of meaning and purpose. Virtue in the Stoic sense is not about adhering to rigid moral codes or conforming to societal expectations. It's about living in accordance with our rational nature, making choices that align with our deepest values and contribute to the greater good. It's about striving to be the best version of ourselves, not for the sake of recognition or reward, but because it's the right thing to do. Wisdom, the cornerstone of Stoic virtue, is the ability to see the world clearly, to understand the interconnectedness of all things, and to make choices that are in harmony with the natural order. It's about cultivating a discerning mind, one that can distinguish between what is truly important and what is merely superficial. Courage, another cardinal virtue, is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it with resolve. It's about standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. It's about embracing challenges, overcoming obstacles, and persevering in the face of adversity. Justice, in the Stoic view, is about treating others with fairness and respect, recognizing their inherent dignity and worth. It's about contributing to the common good, working towards a more just and equitable society. It's about living in harmony with others, fostering relationships built on trust and mutual respect. Temperance, the final virtue, is about moderation and self-control. It's about finding balance in all areas of life, avoiding excess and indulgence. It's about cultivating discipline, making choices that align with our long-term well-being rather than succumbing to short-term temptations. These virtues, when cultivated and practiced, become an armor of inner strength, protecting us from the anxieties and uncertainties of life. They provide a moral compass, guiding us towards choices that lead to lasting happiness and fulfillment. They foster resilience, allowing us to bounce back from setbacks and challenges with grace and determination. Imagine facing a difficult decision, one that has the potential to impact your career, your relationships, or your personal well-being. Anxiety might tempt you to choose the path of least resistance, the one that promises immediate gratification or avoids potential conflict. But by drawing on your inner wisdom and courage, you can make a choice that aligns with your values, even if it's the more challenging path. Or picture yourself in a situation where you witness injustice or inequality. Fear might urge you to remain silent to avoid rocking the boat. But by cultivating a sense of justice and compassion, you can find the courage to speak up, to stand up for what is right, even if it means facing opposition or criticism. The Stoics believed that virtue is its own reward. By living in accordance with our rational nature, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that transcends external circumstances. We become less reliant on external validation and material possessions, finding true fulfillment in the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. This doesn't mean that we become immune to anxiety or hardship. Life will inevitably throw us curveballs, and we will experience setbacks and disappointments. But by cultivating virtue and wisdom, we build a foundation of inner strength that allows us to weather these storms with grace and resilience. So how can we cultivate these virtues in our own lives? It starts with self-reflection, examining our values and priorities. It involves making conscious choices, aligning our actions with our deepest beliefs. It requires practice, discipline, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. Seek out mentors and role models who embody the virtues you admire. Read books, listen to podcasts, and engage in conversations that challenge your thinking and expand your understanding of the world. Practice mindfulness and meditation, cultivating a quiet space within where you can connect with your inner wisdom. Remember, the journey to virtue and wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. It's not about achieving perfection, but about striving for continuous growth and improvement. By embracing this path, you'll not only conquer anxiety but also discover a deeper sense of meaning and purpose in your life. Lesson 9. The role of gratitude, shifting focus, cultivating contentment. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's easy to get caught up in the endless pursuit of more. We crave the latest gadgets, the bigger house, the more prestigious job, the perfect relationship. We compare ourselves to others, feeling inadequate and envious of their perceived successes. We focus on what we lack, on the gaps between our reality and our desires, and in doing so, we cultivate a breeding ground for anxiety and discontent. But what if there was a simple yet profound shift in perspective that could transform our entire outlook on life? What if, instead of focusing on what we don't have, we shifted our attention to what we do have? This is the essence of gratitude, a practice that Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, considered essential for cultivating inner peace and happiness. Gratitude is not about denying the challenges or hardships we face. It's about acknowledging them while also recognizing the good that coexists alongside them. It's about finding the silver lining in every cloud, the hidden blessings in every adversity. Imagine waking up each morning and taking a few moments to appreciate the simple fact that you're alive. You can breathe, you can move, you have a roof over your head and food on your table. You have people who care about you, experiences that have shaped you, and dreams that inspire you. By focusing on these blessings, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from lack to fulfillment. Gratitude is not a passive emotion. It's an active practice that requires intention and effort. It's about consciously choosing to focus on the good, to savor the moments of joy, and to express appreciation for the people and things that enrich our lives. One powerful way to cultivate gratitude is through journaling. Take a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, tangible or intangible. The key is to focus on the specifics, to savor the details of what you appreciate. Another practice is to express gratitude directly to the people in your life. Tell your partner how much you appreciate their love and support. Thank a friend for their kindness and companionship. Express your gratitude to a colleague for their help on a project. These simple acts of appreciation can strengthen your relationships and create a ripple effect of positivity. Gratitude is not just about feeling good. It has a profound impact on our mental and physical well-being. Studies have shown that gratitude can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost immunity, and even increase happiness levels. It can help us to reframe challenges, to find meaning in adversity, and to cultivate a sense of resilience in the face of life's inevitable setbacks. Imagine facing a difficult situation, such as a job loss or a health crisis. Anxiety and fear might tempt you to focus on the negative, to dwell on what you've lost and what the future holds. But by practicing gratitude, you can shift your attention to the good that remains in your life. You can appreciate the support of loved ones, the lessons learned from past experiences, and the opportunities that still lie ahead. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to anxiety. By focusing on what we have, we break free from the cycle of comparison and envy. We learn to appreciate the present moment, to find joy in the simple things, and to cultivate a sense of contentment that transcends external circumstances. So let gratitude become your daily companion. Carry it with you throughout your day, noticing the small acts of kindness, the beauty of nature, and the blessings that often go unnoticed. Express it freely, sharing your appreciation with others and creating a ripple effect of positivity. Remember, gratitude is not a destination but a journey. It's a continuous practice of shifting your focus, cultivating contentment, and finding joy in the abundance that surrounds you. By embracing gratitude, you'll not only conquer anxiety but also discover a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment in your life. Lesson 10. Inner Citadel, Building Mental Resilience. Imagine your mind as a magnificent citadel, a fortress perched atop a hill, overlooking a vast and unpredictable landscape. Within its walls, you find sanctuary, a place of calm and clarity amidst the storms of life. But this citadel is not built overnight. It requires constant upkeep, vigilant defense, and a deep understanding of its architecture. This is the essence of the Stoic concept of the inner citadel, a metaphor for cultivating mental resilience and fortitude in the face of life's challenges. In today's world, where stress and anxiety seem to lurk around every corner, the need for a strong inner citadel has never been greater. We are bombarded with information, demands, and expectations, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and vulnerable. But by building a resilient mind, we can navigate these turbulent waters with grace and composure, finding peace even in the midst of chaos. The inner citadel is not a place of escape or denial. It's a place of strength and clarity, where we can retreat to recharge, reflect, and re-strategize. It's a sanctuary where we can cultivate the virtues that empower us: courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Building this inner citadel requires a multifaceted approach, one that encompasses both internal and external practices. It's about cultivating self-awareness, understanding our triggers and vulnerabilities. It's about developing mental discipline, training our minds to focus and resist distractions. It's about nurturing our emotional well-being, finding healthy ways to manage stress and anxiety. One of the most powerful tools for building mental resilience is meditation. This ancient practice, embraced by Stoics and modern psychologists alike, involves training the mind to focus on the present moment, to observe thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating a quiet and observant mind, we can gain greater control over our emotional responses, reducing anxiety and promoting inner peace. Reflection is another essential component of building the inner citadel. It's about taking time each day to examine our thoughts, actions, and motivations. By honestly assessing our behavior and identifying areas for improvement, we can make conscious choices that align with our values and contribute to our overall well-being. Self-discipline, the ability to resist temptation and persevere in the face of challenges, is also crucial for mental resilience. It's about setting goals, creating routines, and following through on our commitments, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. By cultivating self-discipline, we strengthen our willpower and develop the grit needed to overcome obstacles and achieve our goals. Another key aspect of building the inner citadel is nurturing our emotional well-being. This involves finding healthy ways to manage stress and anxiety, such as exercise, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative activities. It's also about cultivating healthy relationships, seeking support from loved ones, and practicing self-compassion. Remember, the inner citadel is not a static structure. It's a dynamic and evolving space that requires constant attention and care. It's about continuously strengthening your mental muscles, honing your emotional intelligence, and deepening your self-awareness. Imagine yourself facing a challenging situation, one that triggers anxiety and self-doubt. Instead of succumbing to these emotions, you retreat to your inner citadel. You take a few deep breaths, center yourself in the present moment, and remind yourself of your strengths and values. You visualize yourself navigating the challenge with confidence and composure. By accessing your inner resources, you emerge from the citadel feeling empowered and ready to face whatever comes your way. Building a resilient mind is not an overnight process. It requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to confront your own vulnerabilities. But with each step you take, you'll strengthen your inner citadel, creating a sanctuary of peace and clarity amidst the chaos of life. So start today. Cultivate self-awareness, practice meditation and reflection, develop self-discipline, and nurture your emotional well-being. Embrace the challenges that life throws your way as opportunities for growth and learning. Remember, the strongest citadels are not built in times of peace, but forged in the fires of adversity. By building your inner citadel, you'll not only conquer anxiety but also discover a profound sense of inner strength and resilience. You'll become the master of your own mind, navigating life's challenges with grace and composure. So take the first step today and embark on the journey to building your own unshakable inner citadel. Lesson 11. Navigating relationships and social anxiety. Finding connection in a crowded world. In the tapestry of human existence, Relationships form the intricate threads that weave together the fabric of our lives. They provide us with love, support, companionship, and a sense of belonging. Yet, for many, the realm of social interaction is fraught with anxiety and uncertainty. The fear of judgment, rejection, or awkwardness can cast a shadow over even the most casual encounters, leaving us feeling isolated and disconnected. In this lesson, we turn our attention to the delicate dance of human connection, exploring how Stoic principles can help us navigate the complexities of relationships and overcome the challenges of social anxiety. We'll delve into Marcus Aurelius's wisdom on human nature, empathy, and the importance of community, discovering how these timeless insights can empower us to forge meaningful connections and find solace in the company of others. At its core, social anxiety stems from a fear of negative evaluation. We worry about what others think of us, how we're perceived, and whether we'll be accepted or rejected. This fear can manifest in a variety of ways, from physical symptoms like sweating and blushing to avoidance behaviors like declining invitations or staying silent in social settings. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, recognized the universality of this human experience. They understood that we are social creatures, wired for connection and belonging. They also acknowledged the challenges of navigating social interactions, particularly in a world where judgment and comparison are rampant. One of the key Stoic principles for navigating relationships is empathy. It's about putting ourselves in another person's shoes, understanding their perspective, and recognizing their shared humanity. By cultivating empathy, we can bridge the gap between ourselves and others, fostering connection and understanding. Imagine encountering someone who is rude or dismissive. Your initial reaction might be anger or resentment, but by practicing empathy, you might consider the possibility that this person is struggling with their own challenges, perhaps dealing with stress, grief, or insecurity. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to respond with compassion rather than reactivity. Another important Stoic principle is the recognition that we cannot control the opinions or actions of others. We can only control our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. By focusing on what we can control, we liberate ourselves from the anxiety of seeking external validation or approval. This doesn't mean we become aloof or detached from others. It means we engage in relationships with a sense of agency and authenticity, expressing our true selves without fear of judgment. It means we choose our companions wisely, surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, rather than those who drain our energy or trigger our anxieties. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of community, recognizing that we are stronger together than we are alone. By contributing to the common good, supporting others, and fostering a sense of belonging, we can find meaning and purpose beyond our individual concerns. This doesn't mean we have to join every club or attend every social gathering. It means finding ways to connect with others in meaningful ways, whether it's through volunteering, pursuing shared interests, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. Navigating relationships and social anxiety is a lifelong journey. It requires self-awareness, empathy, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. But by embracing the Stoic principles of connection, acceptance, and contribution, we can overcome our fears, forge meaningful relationships, and find solace in the company of others. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. Many people experience social anxiety and find it challenging to navigate relationships. But by cultivating the virtues of courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance, you can build the inner strength and confidence needed to connect with others authentically and joyfully. So take a deep breath, step out into the world, and embrace the beauty of human connection. Remember, we are all in this together, interconnected threads in the tapestry of life. By fostering empathy, acceptance, and contribution, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Lesson 12, Confronting Fear and Uncertainty, Embracing the Unknown with Courage. In the depths of the human psyche, fear and uncertainty reside as formidable adversaries, casting long shadows over our peace and tranquility. The unknown, that vast expanse of possibilities beyond our grasp, can trigger a primal anxiety, a sense of vulnerability in the face of the unpredictable. Yet, as Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics teach us, confronting these fears with courage and acceptance can lead to a profound sense of liberation and inner strength. Fear, in its essence, is a natural response to perceived threats. It's an evolutionary mechanism designed to protect us from harm, a primal alarm system that alerts us to potential dangers. But in the modern world, this alarm often malfunctions, triggered by imagined threats and anxieties about the future. We fear failure, rejection, loss, and even the unknown itself. Uncertainty, the companion of fear, is the recognition that we cannot predict or control the future. It's the understanding that life is inherently unpredictable, that events can unfold in ways we never anticipated. This lack of control can be unsettling, triggering anxiety and a desire to cling to what is familiar and predictable. However, the Stoics teach us that fear and uncertainty are not insurmountable obstacles. They are challenges that can be met with courage and acceptance, opportunities to cultivate resilience and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful statement encapsulates the Stoic approach to fear and uncertainty. It's about recognizing that challenges are not roadblocks, but stepping stones on the path to growth and transformation. Confronting fear and uncertainty requires a shift in perspective. It's about recognizing that these emotions are not signs of weakness, but natural responses to the human condition. It's about acknowledging that we cannot control the external world, but we can control our internal responses. One of the key Stoic techniques for managing fear is to examine its root causes. What are we truly afraid of? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown itself? By identifying the underlying anxieties, we can begin to dismantle them, replacing fear with courage and acceptance. Another powerful tool is to practice premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This involves mentally rehearsing potential challenges and setbacks, imagining how we would respond if they were to occur. By mentally preparing ourselves for adversity, we can reduce its impact when it actually happens. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. When we're consumed by fears about the future or regrets about the past, we miss the beauty and richness of the present. By focusing on the here and now, we can cultivate a sense of peace and clarity, even in the face of uncertainty. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. It's about taking that first step, even when you're unsure of the outcome. It's about facing your fears head-on, trusting in your ability to navigate whatever challenges come your way. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a diving board, looking down at the deep water below. Your heart pounds in your chest, your palms sweat, and your mind screams at you to step back. But you take a deep breath, remind yourself of your strength and resilience, and take the leap. In that moment, you conquer your fear and experience the exhilaration of overcoming a challenge. Embracing uncertainty is about recognizing that life is a journey, not a destination. It's about letting go of the need for control and embracing the spontaneity and adventure that life has to offer. It's about trusting in your ability to adapt, to learn, and to grow, even in the face of the unknown. Imagine embarking on a new project, one that excites you but also fills you with uncertainty. Instead of getting paralyzed by fear, you embrace the unknown. You research, you plan, you take calculated risks. You trust in your abilities and your resilience, knowing that even if you encounter setbacks, you'll learn from them and emerge stronger. Confronting fear and uncertainty is a lifelong practice. It's about cultivating a mindset of courage, acceptance, and resilience. It's about recognizing that challenges are an inevitable part of life, but they don't have to define us. By embracing the unknown with open arms, we can discover a profound sense of freedom and inner peace. So take a deep breath, face your fears, and embrace the uncertainty of life. Remember, the greatest adventures often lie beyond the boundaries of our comfort zones. By cultivating courage and acceptance, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, finding strength and serenity in the face of the unknown. Lesson 13. Finding meaning and purpose, illuminating the path in the darkness. In the vast expanse of existence, amidst the countless stars and galaxies, it's easy to feel insignificant, a mere speck of dust adrift in the cosmic winds. We grapple with questions of purpose, wondering why we're here and what our lives truly mean. In the face of this existential void, anxiety can creep in, whispering doubts about our worth and the value of our endeavors. But what if, instead of succumbing to this existential angst, we dared to seek out meaning and purpose? What if we embraced the Stoic philosophy, which offers a profound perspective on finding significance in the grand tapestry of life? In this lesson, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, exploring how aligning our actions with our values and contributing to the greater good can illuminate our path and alleviate anxiety. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This powerful reminder challenges us to question our assumptions and to seek a deeper understanding of our place in the world. It encourages us to look beyond the superficial and to connect with the essence of our being. Finding meaning and purpose is not about achieving fame or fortune, or even about fulfilling a predetermined destiny. It's about living in accordance with our values, making choices that reflect our deepest beliefs and contribute to the well-being of ourselves and others. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness with all of humanity and striving to make a positive impact on the world. Imagine a musician who dedicates their life to creating beautiful music, not for the sake of applause or accolades, but because it brings them joy and enriches the lives of others. Or picture a teacher who inspires their students to reach their full potential, not for the sake of recognition or reward, but because they believe in the power of education to transform lives. These individuals have found meaning and purpose in their work, aligning their actions with their values and contributing to the greater good. This sense of purpose can be a powerful antidote to anxiety. When we feel connected to something larger than ourselves, when we believe that our actions matter and that we're making a positive difference in the world, it can provide a sense of grounding and stability even in the face of uncertainty and adversity. It's important to recognize that meaning and purpose are not fixed destinations, but ongoing journeys. Our values and priorities may evolve over time, and our contributions to the world may take different forms. The key is to remain open to new possibilities, to embrace the challenges and opportunities that life presents, and to continue striving to live a life of meaning and purpose. One powerful way to discover your purpose is to reflect on your values. What is truly important to you? What are the qualities you admire in others? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? By identifying your core values, you can begin to align your actions with your deepest beliefs, creating a sense of coherence and purpose in your life. Another important step is to find ways to contribute to the greater good. This doesn't have to involve grand gestures or heroic acts. It can be as simple as volunteering your time, supporting a cause you believe in, or simply being kind and compassionate to those around you. Remember, meaning and purpose are not external achievements but internal states of being. They are cultivated through conscious choices, mindful actions, and a commitment to living in accordance with your values. Imagine a time when you helped someone in need, whether it was a stranger on the street or a loved one going through a difficult time. Recall the feeling of satisfaction and connection that arose from that act of kindness. This is the power of contributing to the greater good, the sense of purpose that comes from making a positive difference in the world. By aligning your actions with your values and contributing to the greater good, you can illuminate your path and alleviate anxiety. You'll discover a sense of meaning and purpose that transcends the fleeting pleasures and external achievements that often consume our attention. You'll find a source of inner strength and resilience that can sustain you through life's challenges. So take the time to reflect on your values, identify your purpose, and find ways to contribute to the world around you. Remember, your life has meaning, and your actions matter. By embracing the Stoic philosophy of meaning and purpose, you can conquer anxiety, find fulfillment, and live a life of profound significance. Lesson 14: Self-compassion and acceptance, embracing your imperfect humanity. In a world that relentlessly bombards us with images of perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism and comparison. We scrutinize our flaws, berate ourselves for our mistakes, and measure our worth against an unattainable ideal. This relentless pursuit of perfection can fuel a cycle of anxiety and self-doubt, leaving us feeling inadequate and unworthy. But what if, instead of striving for an impossible ideal, we embraced our imperfect humanity? What if we cultivated self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a dear friend? This is the essence of Stoic self-acceptance, a practice that can liberate us from the tyranny of self-criticism and foster a deep sense of inner peace. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations writes, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This seemingly paradoxical statement encapsulates the Stoic approach to self-compassion. It's about holding ourselves to high standards while also recognizing our inherent flaws and limitations. It's about striving for excellence while also accepting our imperfections. Self-compassion is not about making excuses for our shortcomings or lowering our expectations. It's about recognizing that we are human, and that being human means making mistakes, experiencing setbacks, and grappling with difficult emotions. It's about treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, even when we fall short of our ideals. Imagine a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, they get frustrated. But a loving parent wouldn't berate them for their clumsiness or compare them to other children who are already walking. They would offer encouragement, support, and unconditional love. This is the essence of self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same gentle care we would offer a child. When we practice self-compassion, we break free from the cycle of self-criticism and self-doubt. We learn to accept our flaws and imperfections, recognizing that they are part of what makes us human. We cultivate a sense of inner peace, knowing that our worth is not contingent on our achievements or external validation. This doesn't mean we become complacent or stop striving for growth. It means we approach our goals with a sense of kindness and understanding, recognizing that setbacks and mistakes are inevitable parts of the learning process. It means we celebrate our successes while also acknowledging our areas for improvement. Self-acceptance is a powerful tool for managing anxiety. When we accept ourselves as we are, flaws and all, we release the need to constantly prove ourselves or seek external validation. We find a sense of inner peace that transcends the fluctuations of external circumstances. Imagine facing a challenging situation, one that triggers feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. Instead of berating yourself for your perceived shortcomings, you practice self-compassion. You acknowledge your feelings, remind yourself that you're doing the best you can, and offer yourself words of encouragement and support. By embracing your imperfect humanity, you create a space for growth and resilience. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of recognizing our shared humanity. We are all part of the same interconnected web of existence, each with our own strengths and weaknesses, joys and sorrows. By recognizing this common bond, we can cultivate a sense of empathy and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. This doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior or lower our standards. It means we approach others with understanding and forgiveness, recognizing that they too are on their own journey of growth and self-discovery. It means we extend the same kindness and compassion to ourselves that we offer to others. Self-compassion and acceptance are not overnight transformations. They require practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge our ingrained patterns of self-criticism. But with patience and persistence, they can become powerful tools for managing anxiety, fostering inner peace, and living a life of greater authenticity and joy. So embrace your imperfect humanity. Celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Remember, you are worthy of love and acceptance, just as you are. By cultivating self-compassion and embracing your true self, you'll discover a profound sense of inner peace that transcends the relentless pursuit of perfection. Lesson 15. Integrating Stoicism into daily life, weaving wisdom into your routine. In the previous lessons, we've explored the profound wisdom of Stoic philosophy, uncovering its timeless principles for managing anxiety, finding peace, and living a more meaningful life. But how do we translate these abstract concepts into concrete actions? How do we weave the threads of Stoicism into the fabric of our daily routines, creating a tapestry of resilience and tranquility amidst the chaos of modern life? In this lesson, we embark on a practical journey, exploring how to integrate Stoic practices into your everyday life. We'll delve into the power of morning and evening routines, the transformative potential of journaling, and the art of cultivating mindfulness in every moment. By weaving these practices into your daily rhythm, you'll create a sanctuary of serenity, a fortress of inner strength that can withstand the storms of life. Morning rituals, setting the tone for the day. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of hitting the snooze button and rushing through your morning, consider adopting a Stoic-inspired morning routine. Begin by taking a few moments for quiet contemplation, reflecting on your intentions for the day, and setting your mind on the virtues you wish to embody. Practice gratitude, acknowledging the blessings in your life, from the simple act of waking up to the love and support of your family and friends. Visualize yourself navigating the day's challenges with courage and composure, drawing on your inner strength and wisdom. Incorporate mindfulness into your morning routine. Whether it's a few minutes of meditation, a mindful walk in nature, or simply paying attention to the sensations of your body as you shower and dress, these practices can help you ground yourself in the present moment and cultivate a sense of calm before the day's demands take hold. Evening reflections, nurturing inner peace. As the day draws to a close, take time for reflection and introspection. Review the events of the day, acknowledging your successes and learning from your mistakes. Practice forgiveness, both for yourself and for others, releasing any lingering resentments or regrets. Express gratitude for the experiences and connections that enriched your day, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Cultivate a sense of contentment, recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. Before retiring for the night, engage in a calming activity, such as reading, listening to soothing music, or spending time with loved ones. Visualize yourself releasing any anxieties or worries, allowing your mind and body to rest and rejuvenate. Journaling, a conversation with your soul. Journaling is a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. It provides a safe space to explore your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, to gain clarity on your values and priorities, and to track your progress on the path to inner peace. Consider incorporating Stoic journaling prompts into your daily practice. Reflect on the challenges you faced, the choices you made, and the lessons you learned. Write down your gratitudes, your aspirations, and your reflections on the Stoic principles we've explored. By engaging in this written dialogue with yourself, you'll deepen your self-awareness, strengthen your resolve, and cultivate a sense of agency in your life. Mindfulness in every moment. Mindfulness is not just a formal practice, it's a way of being in the world. By cultivating present moment awareness throughout your day, you can transform even the most mundane activities into opportunities for growth and connection. Pay attention to the sensations of your body as you move, eat, and interact with others. Notice the sights, sounds, and smells around you, savoring the richness of the present moment. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the here and now without judgment or self-criticism. By weaving mindfulness into the fabric of your daily life, you'll cultivate a sense of peace and presence that can anchor you amidst life's storms. Crafting your personalized Stoic practice. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its adaptability. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to integrating these principles into your life. Experiment with different practices, find what resonates with you, and create a personalized routine that supports your journey towards inner peace. Remember, consistency is key. Even a few minutes of daily practice can yield profound results over time. So start small, be patient with yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way. By weaving Stoic wisdom into your daily routine, you'll create a sanctuary of serenity amidst the chaos of modern life. You'll develop the mental resilience and emotional intelligence needed to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. You'll discover a deeper sense of meaning and purpose, a profound connection to the natural world, and a lasting inner peace that transcends external circumstances. So embrace the wisdom of the Stoics, and let it guide you on your journey towards a more fulfilling and joyful life. Lesson 16, Case Studies, Applying Stoicism to Modern Anxieties, Real-Life Transformations. Theories and philosophies are all well and good, but their true power lies in their practical application. It's one thing to understand the principles of Stoicism, but it's quite another to witness how these principles can transform lives in the face of real-world anxieties. In this lesson, we step away from abstract concepts and delve into the inspiring stories of individuals who have harnessed the wisdom of the Stoics to navigate the complexities and challenges of modern life. These case studies are not tales of superhuman feats or overnight transformations. They are stories of ordinary people who, through dedication and practice, have cultivated inner strength and resilience, finding peace amidst the storms of anxiety. They are living proof that the Stoic philosophy, though ancient in origin, remains profoundly relevant and applicable to the challenges we face today. Case Study 1. Sarah, Conquering Work Stress. Sarah, a high-powered executive, was constantly battling work-related stress and anxiety. Long hours, demanding deadlines, and office politics left her feeling overwhelmed and burnt out. She struggled to sleep, her appetite dwindled, and her once vibrant personality seemed to fade. Desperate for a change, Sarah stumbled upon the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. She was drawn to the Stoic emphasis on focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, and living in accordance with nature. Sarah began to implement these principles in her daily life. She focused on her own actions and reactions rather than trying to control the unpredictable nature of her workplace. She accepted that setbacks and challenges were inevitable, but she chose to respond to them with resilience and resourcefulness. She also made a conscious effort to prioritize her well-being. She started practicing mindfulness meditation, taking short breaks throughout the day to reconnect with her breath and cultivate inner calm. She set boundaries, learning to say no to additional work when she was already stretched thin. Over time, Sarah noticed a profound shift in her mindset and her overall well-being. She became less reactive to stressful situations, more accepting of challenges, and more focused on the present moment. Her anxiety diminished, her sleep improved, and her passion for her work was reignited. Case Study 2. David, Overcoming Social Anxiety. David, a shy and introverted individual, struggled with social anxiety for most of his life. He dreaded social gatherings, avoided public speaking, and often felt isolated and alone. His anxiety manifested in physical symptoms like sweating, trembling, and a racing heart, making social interactions even more challenging. Through his exploration of Stoic philosophy, David discovered the power of reframing and self-acceptance. He realized that his anxiety stemmed from his fear of judgment and rejection, and that by focusing on his own values and actions, he could overcome this fear. David began to challenge his negative self-talk, replacing self-criticism with self-compassion. He reminded himself that everyone feels nervous at times, and that his worth was not contingent on the approval of others. He also started practicing mindfulness, paying attention to his physical sensations and thoughts without judgment, allowing them to come and go without getting caught up in them. Gradually, David began to step outside his comfort zone. He joined a public speaking group, where he practiced expressing himself in a supportive environment. He started attending social events, focusing on connecting with others authentically, rather than trying to impress them. Over time, David's social anxiety diminished significantly. He became more confident, more comfortable in his own skin, and more connected to the people around him. He realized that by embracing his true self and focusing on his values, he could overcome his fears and forge meaningful relationships. These are just two examples of how Stoic philosophy can be applied to modern anxieties. Whether it's work stress, social anxiety, relationship challenges, or the fear of the unknown, the timeless wisdom of the Stoics offers a roadmap to resilience and inner peace. By embracing the principles of focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, living in accordance with nature, and cultivating virtue and wisdom, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. We can transform anxiety into acceptance, fear into courage, and despair into hope. Remember, the journey to inner peace is a lifelong process. It requires dedication, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront our own anxieties. But by drawing on the wisdom of the Stoics, we can cultivate the inner strength and resilience needed to thrive in a complex and ever-changing world. Lesson 17. Conclusion. Embracing the journey to inner peace. As we reach the final chapter of our exploration into the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics, let us pause and reflect on the transformative journey we've embarked upon. We've delved into the depths of anxiety, unearthed its roots, and discovered powerful tools for cultivating inner peace amidst life's chaos. We've learned to focus on what we can control, to live in accordance with nature, to embrace impermanence, and to cultivate virtue and wisdom. We've explored the power of perspective, the practice of mindfulness, the role of gratitude, and the importance of self-compassion. We've witnessed the real-life transformations of individuals who have applied these principles to their own lives, finding serenity and resilience in the face of adversity. But this is not the end of the journey. It's merely the beginning. The true power of Stoicism lies not in the accumulation of knowledge, but in the daily practice of its principles. It's about integrating these timeless teachings into the fabric of your life, weaving them into your thoughts, your actions, and your very being. Imagine a life where anxiety no longer holds you captive, where you navigate challenges with grace and composure, and where you find joy and meaning even in the midst of adversity. This is the promise of Stoicism, a promise that awaits those who are willing to embrace its wisdom and make it their own. Remember, the journey to inner peace is not a destination, but a lifelong process. It's about constantly refining your understanding, challenging your assumptions, and cultivating the virtues that empower you. It's about embracing the ups and downs of life with equanimity, knowing that true happiness lies not in external circumstances, but in the strength and serenity of your own mind. As you continue on this path, remember the key takeaways from our journey. Focus on what you can control. You cannot control the external world, but you can control your thoughts, your judgments, and your actions. By focusing on what is within your sphere of influence, you reclaim your power and find freedom from anxiety. Live in accordance with nature. Embrace the natural order of the universe, recognizing your place within it. Cultivate virtue and wisdom, striving to be the best version of yourself. Embrace impermanence. Recognize that everything in life is subject to change and eventual dissolution. Let go of attachments and anxieties and find peace in the present moment. Cultivate virtue and wisdom. Strive to embody qualities like courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. These virtues will become your armor of inner strength, protecting you from the storms of life. Practice mindfulness and gratitude. Cultivate present moment awareness and appreciate the abundance that surrounds you. These practices will anchor you in the now and foster a sense of contentment. Embrace self-compassion and acceptance. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, recognizing your inherent worth and accepting your imperfections. Find meaning and purpose. Align your actions with your values and contribute to the greater good. This will illuminate your path and provide a sense of fulfillment that transcends external circumstances. The journey to inner peace is not always easy. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. But by drawing on the wisdom of the Stoics, you can navigate these obstacles with resilience and grace. Remember, you are not alone. Millions of people throughout history have found solace and strength in these timeless teachings. As you continue to integrate Stoic principles into your daily life, you'll discover a profound transformation taking place within you. You'll become more resilient, more compassionate, and more connected to the world around you. You'll find a sense of inner peace that transcends the chaos of modern life, a tranquility that can weather any storm. So embrace the journey. Continue to explore, to learn, and to grow. Cultivate the virtues that empower you, and let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you towards a life of profound meaning and lasting inner peace. The world is waiting for you to shine your light, to share your gifts, and to make a positive impact. The journey begins now. Thank you so much for your time, and I sincerely hope you have an amazing day. I would really appreciate it if you could support me by sharing and commenting. Your support would mean a lot to me. See you next time.